short term, though, I think there's something we can do, and that is that especially, is this enclosing that room.
Yeah.
I think that's a serious problem over there.
It is serious.
It won't interfere with the long-range plan,
Right.
because it's a short-range fix, where we can get the most bang for our buck to do that. I think that, it's a serious problem, I think that is seen by the people, and it would really have a big impact. I think it's something that we can do for, I think the estimate that I heard was something in the order of 20,000, is that right, Mary? But that seems high to me, but that seems very high to me to close that room for what I've seen in this. But, I think that's something we could put into October in town meeting.
What's the
in
status of the,
capital.
there was a talk of a temporary fix for that?
Right,
Did
and
that go away?
it went away temporarily until we hear from all of you that money does exist in the town budget as soon as October. For us to spend money, which is very hard for us to come by right now because we're so new, on something that's going to be fixed, we hope, in a couple of months, or at least be definitely committed to. We're not really sure you're definitely, and I don't mean to say you are in that way, we're not really sure that it's really alive in the budget. Is it really something that we can commit to with the fiscal constraints that it presently exists? I mean, if we heard that it wasn't gonna happen, then, we're being beaten in the streets and we'll be knocking on your doors. Just like other organizations do to try and get the money to do that. Yeah, we had hoped for some low budget temporary fix, and it would look like a temporary fix, and that's not what we're all about. We really want to make it a professional job, and the citizens of North Reading, whether they're senior or not, deserve a private place to be able to ask for counsel and support from the other professionals that this town has hired to support them. So we want the real fix.
The temporary fix was going to happen. The person who was going to do it had something else come up. And had it happened 2 months ago or 3 months ago when it was originally going to happen, it would have been worthwhile to do it for that period of time. But now we're just waiting to see, time-wise, what's going to happen.
If you're able to get behind it,
Well, your
Great.
timing is perfect. Anyone else have questions? Steve?
I think this is a wonderful thing that's happening here as far as the organization you pulled together. You had your first anniversary.
yep.
Things are going well and it's growing, and it's a wonderful thing. It's an advocacy that needs to be given some attention to, and whatever support we can lend to it, we should. As far as the quick fix on the office, that's an issue that's been long-standing. And as far as the privacy issues in relation to people who utilize the center, it's never been there. Privacy has never been there. And again, as a victim of circumstance and fiscal constraints, and as you say, more and more people are starting to utilize the facility. It's come time where I think things like that we should assume responsibility for. It's nice to have advocacy groups out there to be doing some things, but those things should augment whatever programs we have. Physical structures and things of that nature, I think the town should assume responsibility for it. I know there's fiscal constraints, but we have a responsibility to, first of all, maintain our buildings, which we don't do a great job of doing because of the fiscal constraints that we have. But we've been working on it for years, trying to get a capital plan in place. But as far as building some sort of an office there where you can sit down with 1 or 2 people, or even at least 2 people in privacy, and discuss the personal business of people is an absolute necessity. I think
We should.
when we come to prioritizing the capital budget, we'll see where it falls. But for me, it's up there because it's long been neglected.
It has, you're right, and for no adverse reason, but it just has happened. And just for people to be aware, at this point in time, if Mary needs to have a private conversation with her staff, it can't happen in that building. If she wants to have a private conversation on the phone with a member of the citizens, sometimes she has to go out in her car and use a cell phone. So,
Yeah, that's your private office.
so it is, thank you for bringing it up
But it
that
is
way.
important to note that there have been a lot of good things that have happened at that particular center and in that building itself, and a lot of money has been spent on it over the years and invested in it over the years, through town support as well as outside grant support and fundraising. So a lot has happened, a lot of positive things have happened, but it's an aging building, it's an old building, it's a historical building, and it needs an awful lot of upkeep, but it also needs some updating.
Yeah.
So a lot of good things have happened over the years there. It's wonderful that we have the program anyway, to begin with.
Well, we're gonna be doing a membership campaign. By word of mouth, we have over 100 members already that have become members of the Friends for a $5 or a $10 donation. We'll do a membership campaign, you might get a letter. We're gonna do a survey too, because we wanna know what everybody's feelings are about, not only about aging vitally, about creative ways of aging and things that they want, because it's not your same old, same old. It's a much different place now, and it's going to be challenged to be much different every day that goes by. So thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Appreciate your support.
The entire group should be applauded for
Thank
their
you.
efforts. Okay, let's see, is there a representative here from the American Disabilities Act? You wanted to make a presentation, make a comment?
What's that?
Did you want to make a presentation to the board or a comment?
No, if you would read it,
I would be delighted.
Rebecca, do you want to have her identify herself as the chairman?
I'm sorry?
Do you want to have her identify herself?
Yes, would you please identify yourself? I'm sorry.
my name is Ashley Spiker. I work at Independent Living Center in Salem, and we service consumers here in North Valley. And we just started July 1st, so you guys are our new service area. So we're delighted that you were able to proclaim July 26th and recognize the 17th anniversary of the American Disabilities Act. So,
Thank you. Now, read the proclamation. I, Greg Balakonis, Town Admin. What? Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. Sorry for that. Whereas, we, the Board of Selectmen of the Town of North Reading. What? Whereas, we, the Board of Selectmen of the Town of North Reading, Massachusetts, by virtue of the authority vested in us by the people of North Reading as elected officials, do hereby proclaim Thursday, July 26, 2007, as Spirit of the 17th Anniversary of the Americans with Disabilities Act, ADA. Whereas, we urge all citizens of the Town of North Reading, its community leaders, businesses, and government officials to celebrate the contributions that people with disabilities have made and continue to make, and we renew our commitment to upholding the non-discrimination principles of the ADA. Whereas, we urge that all citizens support the efforts of the Independent Living Center of the North Shore and Cape Ann, Inc., which is the voice of all persons with disabilities and their families. This proclamation is an acknowledgement of the rights of all persons with disabilities under the ADA and their daily activities, struggles, and triumphs here in our town. Now therefore, we, the Board of Selectmen of the Town of North Reading, do hereby proclaim July 26, 2007 to be Americans with Disabilities Day, signed by Robert Siri, Chairman of the Board of Selectmen. Mr. Harris.
Mr. Chairman, I move to proclaim July 26, 2007 to be Americans with Disabilities Day and to read the attached proclamation.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Harris, seconded by Mr. O'Leary. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous? I guess we get ahead of ourselves.
Mr. Chairman, could you explain just a little bit what the Independent Living Center of North Shore and Cape Ann does for people in
yeah,
North Reading?
sure. Well, we provide 4 services. One is information and referral. Anyone can call if you're looking for any kind of disability information. You have a relative that's disabled who wants to file for Social Security, we can help you with that. Second, we do peer skills training. Someone comes in who's disabled, wants to find a job or learn how to, ride the bus for, discount. We help train people to learn how to do that. We do peer counseling, just someone's disabled, having some trouble, we, listen and try to help them, recognize their feelings. And then we do, if a person comes in, we help them find, housing, file for Social Security, anything that they're looking for, things like that. So we do service mostly disabled people, but if you're a relative, a friend, anyone that's disabled, we can help you with any kind of information that you need, any kind of help. So if anyone wants more information, I have some brochures with me.
You just happen to have someone?
Yeah, I just happen to have friends around.
And how did we get into your consortium?
We were serving 20 cities, and then we realized there's a big need for people with disabilities. Sometimes it's hard to get services. And I know it's probably difficult for people from North Reading to make it to Salem, but we do a lot of things over the phone, information, anything like that. Mail you anything you want. So we want to expand our service area, help as many people as we can, So that's why we just started serving you and 4 other new cities around your area. So yeah, just started.
Appreciate the outreach.
Yeah, I appreciate that you guys invited me here tonight.
Thank you. Okay, I'd like to move on.
Given that she taking
Oh.
permission, so I'll say, she'll take the
Yeah.
Proclamation.
If you don't mind.
We have a brochure.
Greg is gonna.
Come on, Jim.
Let's move on. We got a crowd here. Appointments and reappointments of election workers. Barbara?
Gentlemen, I think you received my note. This is the annual appointment process for our election workers. If I may, just a word about them, we do have a core of just wonderfully dedicated and professional election workers that are there to help the town and perform an invaluable service for us. And we rely on them, of course, to make our election process run smoothly. We always seem to have a growing list every year. We're very fortunate in that manner. And, unfortunately, there are always a few that pass on each year, and we miss them sorely, and they leave a void behind in their services. We've had some very dedicated and marvelous workers. But this process is outlined by Mass General laws annually, and the 2 town committee chairpersons for the Republican and Democratic town committees forward lists of persons who are interested in becoming or remaining election workers to the Board of Registrars, and the Board of Registrars meet and vote on their recommendation, which would then forward to you. So the memo that you have from me with the list of election workers is what the Board of Registrars voted at their meeting this June, and we submitted to you for your action. And as outlined in the memo, you may do one of 3 actions. You can appoint all election officers for each position in each voting district. You can appoint election officers from the list submitted by the Board of Registrars as recommended by the registrars, or you may choose not to make any appointments by which after August 15th, the responsibility of appointing the election officers then falls upon the registrars. Historically, the board has always chosen option 2 to just appoint the registrar's recommendation list, and that is the list that you have before you. If anyone has any questions?
Mr. Vino?
Yes, thank you, Mrs. Steph. Just out of curiosity, I did hear you say that the head of the Republican and the head of the Democratic committee, is there a head for the unenrolled?
No, the list for the unenrolled comes directly to me as a member of the
okay.
Board of Registrars. So they submit their letters to me, and I present all of those names and letters to the registrars in our meeting.
Oh, okay. And can anybody put in for this?
Yes, if they are enrolled in the Republican or Democratic town parties, or as a registered voter, I should say, with the Democratic or Republican committees, they should submit their names to Tom Magner for the
the Democratic Party and Jean Jones with the